Well, it's Monday. I feel like you felt the same way as me on that one. Where I'm like, wow, we really just, the weekend came and went.
It did, real fast.
We did it, we wasted it. We didn't do anything of any merit. And but we did too much. That's my thing.
Yeah.
That's how I feel every weekend is I'm like, what did I accomplish this weekend?
Not much.
Nothing. Why am I so tired? No idea.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
It was an exhausting weekend.
It was a great weekend, realistically speaking. I just spent a little time with you. We drove around cars and made fun of people for like an hour. That was fun.
We had a lovely evening last night, driving around and making fun of people.
We did. I took you to an open mic yesterday.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to accompany me to another one of those. I might take you to another one tonight.
I love watching you perform, which you did last night with aplomb and professionalism. And
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I made a joke about children who can lick their own assholes.
You did.
I think that went over well. It was the first time doing that joke. I wrote that just for you.
It was the first time I've seen you perform since the last time I've seen you perform.
Yeah, it counts.
And the whole set was different, almost.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, it felt like
good.
it. Yeah.
That's a good thing. That means I'm probably writing at some point. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kind of Funny Morning Show from Monday, April 30th. It's the end of the month, and you know what that means. When you're going to get your prom tickets, you have one more shot to get those early bird prom tickets at $60 prom tickets, June 30th. Kevin, bring that up real quick while we're there. Why not? Let's show them. I haven't done it yet. I just segued. Just go with me. We're flowing today.
Just making sure.
$60 early bird prom tickets, April 30th. If you wait till the end of today, it is going to cost you $10. And just doing a quick calculation in my head, that is at least one Starbucks beverage, if not 1.5 Starbucks beverages. I don't know, because I don't pay attention anymore because the honesty is too much and the pain is too much. So make sure you guys go over there. Before we get to the official housekeeping segment, of course, I got to give you guys the glockenspiel. Today's morning show is brought to you by Sherry's Berries. We're going to get to that a little later. If you didn't know, we do the show each and every day. If you're watching live with us, we're going to talk to you in the Twitch chat right now, just like TT Hacks, who says, what did he say? What's good? What's good, at Zyger? Hey, at Zyger, why don't you tell him what's good, bro? We're going to get to that in a second. Of course, today I'm happy to be joined yet again by Rooster Teeth's Geoff Ramsey. He's my dear friend. We had a great time on Friday, and he was sticking around for one more day, so I asked him to be on the show yet again. I do want to preface, we have paper towels and napkins underneath the desk for you today.
Fair enough, thank you.
In case you need those.
You know what I realized? This is kind of a monumentous trip for me in San Francisco. I thought I wanted to, because you and I talked about this briefly, but I didn't touch on my side of it. And I realized this morning coming in, this is the longest I've ever spent in the city of San Francisco without seeing a person urinate or defecate in public.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is like, I've been here since Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Well,
I'm on 5 days. I've seen no fecal event.
If that is something that you feel you need to see every time you come into the city, I can take you to the place that will allow you to see it.
No, Nick, I don't think I need to see it. I've noticed the absence of it.
I was joking around with some friends this weekend we were riding around with about how that always happens. And they're like, no way. And we were driving down, I think it was 6th Street, 6th and Howard. And sure as hell, we looked over and this, maybe mid-30s woman just dropped trow and just hosed down the sidewalk. And it was, every time you see it, shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking. But also kind of goofy and fun to watch, if I'm not lying.
Did I ever tell you about how on the way to Kind of Funny Live 2, I was walking with Michael and Gus to the event, and we saw a guy smoke crack while walking down the street, noon, shit his pants, not break his stride, not stop smoking crack, not anything. And it was a wonder to behold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I looked at him, I'm like, Gus, that guy's shitting his pants as we're speaking. And he's like, no, nobody.
Was it just like an ink blot in the back of his pants? Just
Yeah,
sort of
and then his pants got like saggy,
Yeah.
and then droopy, and then the dark, and then there was just like drips down his leg.
Geoff,
Yeah.
y'all think you keep Austin weird, right?
I don't, sure.
Keep SF weird, right?
Hey, thanks, Andy.
I like to keep. I've seen Kevin and I have shit our pants multiple times in each other's company, and we're not afraid of it. It's a bonding experience, really.
When does your Andy community service obligation end?
Oh, you mean like when can we fire him?
How many
and
hours?
Just let him go? The thing about Andy is that he's just so lovely to have around. And like today, for instance, we were doing the morning meeting today, and I looked over at him, and he was just kind of off somewhere. He was with us, but he wasn't with us. He was also when I just waited for him to like come back from Narnia and make eye contact with me. And I was like, what were you just thinking about there? He's like, don't worry about it. Odds are it was Overwatch, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Of course, if you guys are watching live, we appreciate that. If you're a subscriber of our channel, you get all sorts of cool little perks. How do you become a subscriber? Well, if you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free Twitch Prime subscription. Here's your daily reminder. Please give that to someone. It is free. It is very easy to link that to a Twitch channel and give it away.
Who's got yours right now?
Right now, Teddy Chinaris has mine.
Yeah.
He's one of the members of our community. Prior to that, I think I gave it to Jay Jamrod or Snowbike Mike. There's a long line of people in our community.
Snowbike Mike had it for a while. I remember.
Snowbike Mike is the bomb.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, and if you guys are not following him, please do, because his Twitch streams are hilarious. Other than that, of course, we will post this on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube right now or listening on podcast services, please rate us, please like us, please subscribe to us. We appreciate that. We just hit 232,000 subscribers on our Kind of Funny main channel. I'm very happy about that. I'd like to say I'm single-handedly the one responsible for that, but realistically, it's mostly the MCU in review, which a lot of people are asking, hey, is that going to continue? It absolutely will. We're taking a break this week just to let our Avengers review go on a little bit longer. But after that, we're coming back with a MCU in review where we all come with our individual lists, and then we're going to be starting on probably another series the week following. So stay tuned for that. Kevin, it's time for housekeeping.
Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this?
We already did all the housekeeping, so no. There's a couple more. Left. I'm just fucking with you. Last day for Patreon. Okay. Oh, that's right. In April, if you guys are coming to prom, or if you just want to ask anyone out, if you go support us at the fan mail tier on either of our Patreons, we will do custom videos for you, doing all the dirty work for you. That's right. If you're too much of a wuss to ask that person out, and you say, I need a little bit of Uncle Nicky to come in and strong arm that person into saying yes, I will happily say whatever you want me to say for money. I am a shill, and I'm not afraid to tell you that. I will. I also love asking people out. I don't get to do that anymore. I'm married, and apparently it's frowned upon.
You can do it.
Apparently it's frowned upon
yeah.
To be asking younger people out. All right. Lastly, yes, no more. The store is still looking like it's sold out. They're still figuring that out, so we'll continue to update that as it goes.
Cheese and Pete, really?
Cheese and Pete.
Good Lord.
Joey, did you have something else you wanted in housekeeping, or am I crazy?
No, that was it.
That was it?
Yep.
I did the whole spiel?
You did the whole
I can go home now? Okay. Remember, everyone, if you want to tip us at the $5 above level and say something to myself or Geoff, we will read those. We will also read 500 bits or more. Again, I have no idea if we're actually getting the bits. Nobody checks. Who knows? But they're there. All right. Let's go into a little bit of news. Do we have a news graphic, Kevin?
The news.
I love that he chose that particular picture for me, where I'm just doing my Prince impression.
H is just nailing it, dude. We're proud of him.
It's really great. Avengers, as you go, everyone knows.
Wait, real quick, Nick. Do we have a big topic today?
We do have a big topic today.
Okay, great. Just
Yeah,
remind me to...
we do have a very big topic today. It's probably I don't think I put it in the big topic section.
It doesn't matter.
But I
Just
do
tell-
want to talk about
Just
it
tell me when it happens.
because it's historic, monumental, and warms the cockles of my heart. First news story comes from The Hollywood Reporter, April 30th. That's today, thank God. Avengers Infinity War box office was huge. You guys know last week we were talking that potentially, hey, maybe the domestic box office would hit 250 million, which, by the way, would be bigger than the one prior to that, which was Force Awakens, was at 247.
It was 248, I think, right?
248, yeah.
Yeah, and it did.
And it beat it.
By $2 million, is that right?
According to the latest polls, it's 258.2 million.
Oh, shit, it went up.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
the final numbers for the weekend. So good luck everyone else trying to beat that one, because it just destroyed. And I think worldwide it did 640.9 million globally, which I guess, this is what I love most. 100 million more than the previous champ, The Fate of the Furious. That's right. That's the world we live in, ladies and gentlemen.
So let me ask you a
The
question.
movie to beat is The Fate of the Furious. That's where we're at. What's your question?
You guys are self-described.
Giant fucking nerds.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, and monumental lovers, I hear as well. But that's not what we're talking about.
Sure.
You guys are huge Fast and the Furious franchise
We're
fans.
gigantic Fast and
Gigantic
Furious
fans. Like,
But
I actually I would consider that franchise to be synonymous with you guys.
we love Fast and Furious.
Did you know going into this weekend that Fast 8 was the highest grossing opening weekend globally
I had no idea.
of all time?
I had no idea.
did?
For one, I don't do any research for this show, and two, I'm under no illusion that Fast and Furious is actually good.
Yeah.
They're terrible movies.
They are.
But that just goes to show you that people don't care.
Yeah.
If you look at the quality of Avengers Infinity War versus Fate of the Furious, that was the one, right? Fate of the Furious? Was the one? Yeah, the last Fast 8. Man, there is a big disparity between those two. Fate of the Furious, disjointed, nothing really go. At one point, they're like, listen, all we have to do is get to the scene where they get chased by a submarine.
Yeah.
And we'll consider this a success. Terrible fucking movie. But I love it. And if you guys talk shit about that movie in my presence, you're gonna have to fight me like a 1920s bare knuckle boxer. I'm just gonna fighting Irish your ass. That's a little reference for you.
Yeah, I got it.
Fighting Irish.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
They're Notre Dame.
Yeah, there's a
Sports
team.
Remember the
I was in
analogy I made
college.
this weekend where I said any given Sunday, and then you were like, what does that mean, Nick? And I'm like, it means it's Sunday. You know?
Well, I just like that you were trying to apply that analogy to basketball.
Yeah. I was like, Geoff, because you were talking about basketball, I'm like, it's just like any given Sunday. And you're like,
No.
not a term specifically used for basketball.
Sure, there are games on Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then I had to ask, I was like, don't they play it? You're like, they play every day of the week.
Yeah.
So that technically. Now, going back to the story, congrats, Disney. You guys deserved it. I mean, you look at the 10 years that built up to this, and of course it was going to do wonderfully. And I had some other friends see it. My wife saw it this weekend, and she was like, I really liked it, in spite of it feeling like it was a bit disjointed. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it is unfortunate. This is not a standalone movie. You can't view this based on, you have to know a tremendous amount about the 19 or 18 movies that came before this. But
Is it fucking 18 movies?
this is the 19th movie in the MCU.
Knock it off.
After 10 years. A lot of them better than you think.
I still, I was about to say they didn't get my money, but they did because my daughter just went with my nanny this weekend instead of me because I had to come here. But haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'll see it tonight.
You should see it tonight.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Yeah. What time do you fly out?
At 8 a.m.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Tomorrow,
Yeah,
so.
okay, you can see it tonight.
I'm hanging out with you tonight.
Yeah, that's
all
right.
right.
Yeah, I'm taking you to the mic.
Okay.
That's gonna be great. There was a few notable absences in Infinity War. Not the least of which was Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie was not there, and Tessa took to Twitter to have a little fun with that. This story comes over from IGN. Alex Gillidoff writes, warning spoilers, video turn back if you haven't watched the movie yet. I assume you've all seen the movie. This is not a huge spoilers.
Wait, do you want me to put up spoilers, bro?
Well, the spoilers, she's not in the movie,
Okay, so that's already happened then.
so we
Got
already
it.
fucked it up.
Well, I guess now I don't need to
Also,
see it.
there's a spoiler that Winter Soldier is in the movie.
Okay.
So the actress jokingly explained on Twitter Valkyrie actually turned into a cute little goat who's been carefully watched by Bucky Barnes in Wakanda. And if you scroll down a little bit, we can see that cute little goat.
That doesn't sound like canon.
Scroll down.
I'm
Aww. Now, Kevin, here's what I want to ask you. What is the possibility of us getting a house goat just to clean up around
Oh
here
my god,
sometimes?
none, zero. I hate goats, you know that.
But do you see, I think you're not looking at how cute
I
this goat
see
is.
the goat.
Look at him.
He's right there.
That dude, I don't know the actor's name that plays Bucky, Winter Soldier.
Sebastian
Something
Stan.
Shaw.
All right, Sebastian Stan. He doesn't look like he's ever enjoyed a moment of his life.
No.
That guy's holding a baby goat pensively.
Yeah.
Like, he just, like, there's a person that it just seems like the joy of humanity it just skipped him.
Yeah. He's also tremendously good looking.
Yeah, he's not bad.
He can go F himself for that.
Got a sweet metal robot arm.
I will say this, she did make one faux pas, one Twitter faux pas. She forgot to read the caption before she sent it out.
Uh-oh.
So if you go back to the caption, it says, "Me in Infinity Wars."
Don't!
And
You
that
know,
is not something
here's the
you want to
thing.
do with this audience, because I think a lot of people
got
give her
real
some
I
shit for
think
that.
that a lot of people that worked on the movie think it's called Infinity Wars.
I think a lot of people that work in the movie probably have no idea what's going on. They probably were just there for like a week and a half, for like, cool,
Yeah.
get in the costume, say the lines, get the fuck out, take my paycheck. But you gotta know, obviously she responded very quickly to her own tweet, said, "War, LOL, I screwed that up." Whatever, I give it to her because Tessa Thompson's awesome. And I'm not a hater.
Well, I'm fighting, we have a show coming out called Achievement Haunter, and I can't get the rest of the company to stop calling it Achievement Haunters, because that's not what it's fucking called. Because
But
we're
your
not
name is
achievement
Achievement
hunters.
Hunter.
Our name's Achievement Hunter.
Yeah.
So the show would be Achievement Hunter. Yeah. But that's a difficult concept for the other 349 people I work with to get.
You know, back in the day, there was a little show that not a lot of people saw called Seinfeld. My mom, to this day, calls it Steinfeld. And I just cannot bring myself, I cannot bring her, because she used to shop at a place called Steinmart when that was happening. And so she just said, she's
Got
like,
it.
I don't care.
That's what it is for her.
I tried a couple times. I was like, Mom, it's Seinfeld. She's like, I don't care. Look, she's like, you're talking to me. You should be talking to someone else who gives a shit.
This is why I like your brother more, Nikki.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, my brother is definitely the favorite right now, largely because she actually gets to see him. But we won't go into that. Actually, we will talk about my mother, but not just yet. We'll talk about her in regards to Sherry's Berries coming up. It's been Monday. Okay, go into this next story because a lot of people give me tremendous amounts of dog shit.
Okay.
How much I hate bad wigs in the MCU.
Oh,
It was a
Tom
little
Hiddleston
bit-
has the worst.
Well, we're gonna go through. This story was put on by someone from Twitter.
Jeff.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Just so you know, like he like talks about people who definitely don't have wigs.
Okay. Well, we'll
You
see.
don't know they don't have
No, we
wigs.
do.
We'll see. We'll see.
You don't
We'll see. We'll make
know
a.
they don't have wigs.
We'll make an evaluation in the moment.
Before we get into this story was given to us by @DikiSask on Twitter. Thank you for that. This is a rundown of all of Tom Hiddleston's wigs as Loki in the MCU.
Let me ask you a question.
Good, bad, worse, terrible.
As we transition into the wig segment.
Yeah.
What are your opinions of Tom Hiddleston?
I like Tom Hiddleston.
Man,
I like him. I like him as Loki. I think he's very well used.
well, he plays that role as such a doober little goofer douche
Yeah.
perf doof. I'm making up words here.
Yeah, sure.
Have you ever seen The Night Manager?
I did watch that.
He's phenomenal in
really
that
good.
and sexy. Sexy in a
is-
way that Loki will never be.
It's one of those things that I start watching it and I'm like, oh, this is a pretty good show. And I'm watching it with my wife. We were watching it, actually, I think we were on vacation. It was one of those, like,
Yeah.
you just want to drop into Netflix and watch it. And I start watching it, and then I turn around, I'm like, wait a minute, did we watch 4 episodes together? And she's like, yeah, we did. I'm like, I don't think I did. I think I only watched one of these episodes. She's like, oh, maybe I just watched
Is that one of those things where you had sex later that night and you're like, wow, I had sex with my wife, and she's like, I almost had sex with Tom Hiddleston.
I think it's one of those things where she looks at me and goes, I bet Tom's taller.
Yeah.
That's what I think she's thinking.
He's pretty tall.
Before we go into the wig section of this show, we do need the theme song. Andy Cortez. There he is. Andy, give me the theme.
Huh?
Are you ready for it? Oh, did you do a beat for me?
No.
Oh,
We
you
have
were
something else coming up.
Okay, cool.
So we're talking about, like, obviously you're the best wig.
I'm a wig
You
expert.
can decipher.
Yeah, I'm a wig
Right.
analysis.
Okay, so I'll do the theme song, right?
Yeah.
Is it a wig? I don't know. We're wigging out with Scarpino.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3rd ever
I'll pop up
episode
for
of
the
Wiggin'
next
Out.
segment, okay.
Thank you, I appreciate that with Scarpino. I'm just letting you guys know there is no need to have these tremendously terrible wigs in this day and age. We have CG. We can make the Hulk. Let's start looking
Who
at
made
this.
the Hulk?
What's that?
We made the Hulk.
We
That's
made
a
the
very good
fucking
point.
Hulk.
We make an entire movie. I don't know if you know this, a little bit about Avengers Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
No 2 actors ever acted against each other at any point in the entire movie. Every single thing was solo green screen.
No need.
Yeah,
no
no
need.
need.
Robert Downey Jr. didn't even go to set.
Robert Downey Jr.'s never met Scarlett Johansson.
Why would he need to?
They wouldn't need to.
I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no. 2 amazing things can't collide. Kevin, bring this up.
Okay.
Let's scroll. Let's take a little scroll together,
Do you
everyone.
read any of this? Or are you just looking at pictures?
No.
Okay.
It just we're just looking at pictures. So that's him from the very first movie.
God, he looks like a dork.
He looks great though, because that's his natural hair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why not just let him have that?
Yeah.
You know, Andy?
He looks weaselly.
He looks Weasley. He looks like I like that. I didn't realize the character in the original movie was based off of a lot. Kenneth Branagh wanted to bring an era of Shakespeare, so he was basing his character off of Edmund from King Lear.
Gotcha.
Which, if you know anything about
You know
King
I do.
Lear, you could tell me later because I don't fucking know anything that's going on with
Never
that.
read King Lear.
Actually, Kevin, I apologize. I do want to read one of the paragraphs that's up because it's actually pretty cool. If you scroll up.
Well, you've got it open on your computer.
I
Read it.
do, but it's like I just had to click on it. Oh my God. He has a great quote where he says, quote, I remember when I was cast as Loki for the very first time almost 10 years ago, Hiddleston said, Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, called me into his office to say congratulations, and one of the first things he says was, let me talk to you about the Avengers. And I thought I'd just been cast in Thor, not something that far down the line. And he told me the dream he had to build this fleet of films, this Marvel Cinematic Universe that was culminated in Avengers. And back then, hard to believe they actually made that happen.
Yeah, no shit.
Which is crazy. And hard to believe that the series sustained itself and endured in spite of these terrible, terrible hair pieces. Just abysmal. Let's take a scroll, Kevin, together. It's getting worse here. Okay, but still his natural hairline. I want you to notice. You see how it's still the natural hairline with the widow's peak and a little recession there. We're still getting that. There's a little bit, no sideburns here, thank God. They got rid of those, but we got some extensions. That's just bad. That's just a wig.
What is going on?
That's the Tommy Wiseau. That's
where he goes full-time Wiseau. And no, that's Tommy Wiseau. That's what's like, oh, hey, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
That's old.
I did not.
Which was that? Dark World.
That was Thor: Dark World, yeah, and then that's Ragnarok right there. And it's just, that's like, is he bald in that? What's going on there? None of that looks real.
Can you imagine having to stand there next to fucking Australia McGee over there and knowing that you had that dumb hair on your head?
Well, sadly, he also
how?
has stupid hair in that because they put another wig on his
true.
head. Scroll up. They
How
finally let him cut his
masculine.
hair, which is like, thank God. But look at that. Hemsworth's, I don't know if that's a wig or just bad extensions. Those look like bad extensions from the 80s on both of them.
Yeah.
Loki's is definitely a wig. You can see if you can we zoom into that picture?
Enhance.
Can we enhance? Kevin, is there a way to enhance?
It's resisting.
But you can start to see, like, the way you can tell if there's a wig, you look at the hairline. If it's matted down and perfect, you see how it's like a perfect, we saw before photographic evidence of the widow's peak and the recession in the hairline, gone.
Yeah.
So either he's using Rejuvenex or Hims,
Or Hims.com.
right? Or this is movie magic. Movie magic.
Now,
And I
Nick,
just find it egregious.
you do sort of classify yourself as the wig expert when you can point out when a wig is correct and incorrect. But our good friend Nobishin over on Twitter tweeted at me a photo. And if you want to bring it up, Kevin.
Let's bring that up.
Speaking of wigs, it's funny, Nick has been wigging out on everyone.
Rooster
Character that
Teeth's
wears one.
Rooster Teeth's own Jacob
Gee.
Batalon, who appeared in Bloodfest.
Bloodfest.
And Achievement Hunter.
Wait, that's
we filmed
a
with this
wig?
kid.
Do you see the lengths that these people will go to pull the wool over your eyes, ladies and gentlemen?
You got tricked, motherfucker.
Ned wearing a wig. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
And do you see what I'm saying? And you guys are like, oh, Evangeline Lilly's hair was not a wig in that one
Her
scene.
hair was real.
I think here's my conspiracy theory on that.
Evangeline Lilly isn't real.
She's not real. Have you seen her?
She's still
in
on the
Lost?
island.
She's insane. Here's my theory on her hairdo in The Wasp. I think they cut her hair to be like that, but she had to do reshoots for the beginning of it, and they put that shitty fucking wig on her head. Because if you look at later in the movie, when she's in the car with him and the ant like lifts the coin or whatever, it's natural hair. It's kinky. It's got a little bit more curl to it. But in the beginning of the movie, it's just too perfect. It's too perfect. Do you understand, Andy?
I heard they also had to CGI.
Nothing's that perfect, Andy. Look at Ned's hair. Bring back Ned's hair. Can we bring back Ned's hair?
Or Kim
Stop
Jong-un.
going to the fucking Kevin Bacon Sci-Fi Channel thing that I'm sure Mr. Yasman put on the thing.
It wasn't.
Do you see his hair? Do you see? Click on there. See how perfect it is?
And he's pretty perfect.
Wig.
It just looks soft though, but you never noticed it. That's what we're saying.
The lengths these people will go. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how powerful these people are? The wig industry is too powerful. They have to be taken down. All right. This is that point where Geoff goes, never doing this show again. Never doing this show. Kevin.
What?
Yeah,
No.
what's up, dude?
I'm delighted to say we have a big topic today. Would you please roll the big topic graphic? Now, don't bring this picture up just yet. Bring up the story, please. That's over to the tab to the right.
Okay.
One thing
One from
that's
the Daily Record.
disconcerting about filming
Yeah.
with y'all is you guys have this super awesome monitor so I
Yeah.
can see I haven't seen myself in about 10 years because
Yeah.
we don't do face cams or
You
anything.
don't need to.
I've spent 42 years trying to hide the fact that I'm from Alabama, and I just realized that I couldn't look more Alabama than I look
If
right
you
now.
tried to talk me into eating some sort of backwood critter, it would not surprise me.
Yeah.
I don't know what they eat in
Squirrel
Alabama.
fritters.
Is it squirrel fritters?
Yeah, that's what we're big on.
I'll eat a squirrel. I'll tell you one thing right now. I've never met a protein I didn't like. Bring it on, horses. Bring it on, horses. I'll start with the ass first and eat you from the ass out.
Why, Nick?
Student who flogged her virginity. Never mind.
A student who flogged her virginity for
$1 million
What does
says
flog
she's
mean?
fallen for banker who paid her. I think she sold.
Oh, she sold her virginity?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a much more interesting story than the one we're about to
True
talk
love.
about.
Wish I should
Look
have sold
at
my
the
virginity.
fucking pictures of her.
Nope.
Isn't that great?
Why?
Cinderella escorts. That sounds like a great idea at first.
There we go.
And then 5 years later, when people hack that thing, it just demolishes your life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like,
That's
even,
like how-
even though your life is destroyed, there's still a little party that was like, I do it again. I fucking do it again. I would do it again. This story is from the Daily Record, but it was all over the news last weekend. North Korea's Kim Jong-un and South Korean president planned path to peace in historic meeting. Kim Jong-un became the country's first leader to set foot on enemy soil in 67 years as the pair discussed denuclearization, a denuclearization deal. Now, I'm going to say this.
That is the weirdest hand clasp, shake, grab of all time.
You don't know the half of it.
No?
First off, always thought of Kim Jong-un as sort of like a horrible, tyrannical leader.
Yeah.
There's ours. Kevin,
good.
full screen this. This is gonna be the thumb. Somebody break this thumb out right now. Zyger, do it.
We got it.
I feel like it's out of context as a thumbnail, but all right.
It
makes
doesn't
sense.
matter.
By the way, you were North Korean then.
That's fine. I'm the chubbier one. I will say this. I've always thought of Kim Jong-un being, the son of a dictator who does not have the best reputations. As he has a reputation for being a tyrannical dictator, but I've never in my life would I ever think that I could use the word cuddly to describe him. And I will say this, Kevin, I don't know if you've seen any of this, but them walking hand to hand, I mean, they hold hands at some point.
Dude.
These two are my favorite new couple. Kevin, bring up the next picture, please.
Okay.
Not that one. No, the other one.
Well, I know. I wanted to see if there was any videos here.
Look at him tummy hug. Look at the tummy hug. And they just did this for hours.
It does. It looks like the set of a Teletubbies show, right?
Here's the thing. I'm making a bold assumption here, but if these two fall in love and somehow their love unites both North and South Korea, I think
Why
it
would
is.
that work like that?
Why wouldn't it work? Stranger things have happened. Kanye West married Kim Kardashian. That's weird.
Is it?
No, it kind of makes sense. Makes a lot more sense than the dictator of North Korea and the president of South Korea tummy hugging.
This is like
But
the
look
Korean
at their tummies.
Gone with the Wind.
Oh my God. And there's video, the historic video of them meeting at the center point, the demilitarized zone between North Korea and South Korea, and Kim Jong-un takes the first step
He
over.
steps, first time ever.
Ever.
Over. Yeah.
In 67 years. And then he invites the South Korean president, whose name eludes me here at this moment, but I should probably learn as a professional.
Moon Jae-in, I think.
Moon
Jae-in.
Moon Jae-in. To step over the line, and they walk for a second, and then at one point I think they hold hands.
Yeah.
And it's just, be still my heart.
It's adorable.
It is adorable.
And look at all the progress he made, and then Trump's gonna go in with a wrecking ball.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Trump might be very useful in this situation.
It could be.
Because he's the guy at the party. Like, you ever go to a party where, like, I don't really know anyone, but then you see one person and you're both unified because someone else is annoying you? Mm-hmm. And then, like, you just go, hey, that guy's really annoying, and then it just, like, you have a commonality all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That might be Trump for them.
That's a very good point. By the way, did you hear about the student who flogged her virginity for £1 million?
I want to know, first off, obviously we're talking about the UK. Flogged, not the word I would use for this.
No.
Flogged in America, just so everyone knows,
Totally different.
governors, means something completely different than it
Very
does.
50 Shades of Grey.
Except
Flogged
in the love
mean-
and romance section of the news.
I mean, I really want you to click on that, Kevin, but you're the person who said don't click on it. Is this a real story? Well, click on it and see when the
I
story
remember
happens.
when this happened.
How old is this story?
No. She sold her virginity.
Like a year
Oh,
online.
this is a. Oh, let's go into this. Why not?
And then so
follow-up.
she fell in love with the guy she sold her virginity
Let's see.
Like-
So this was Jasmine. That's right. She made like headlines, right, saying like I'm selling
Yeah.
my virginity. I thought that happened in America though.
It's happened all over the world, but this one most recently was British, I believe.
So she sold it for
Parisian.
£1 million. The pretty Parisian, who was listed as having brown eyes and hair, natural breasts, and no tattoos or piercings, says she doesn't regret the experience. I don't have a link to this, Kev, but
I wish
we
women
have to
would-
read this whole story now because
I wish women would say that about our experiences.
that she doesn't regret.
Yeah.
My wife, on a daily basis, doesn't say it with her mouth, but with her eyes. I
Yeah.
can tell she regrets saying yes to me, and she should.
I put it on there under the tip reminder.
Thank you, because why not go into this? This is what we can do whatever we want.
But should
this.
we?
Shouldn't we? You think this thumbnail's gonna get clicks with Jeff's hairy face right by it?
I'm not showing this image.
It's definitely.
Or that one.
Oh my. Oh.
Or
my.
that one.
Holy.
The byline on this, or the headline on this,
Just £1 million, huh?
sub-headline on this is Jasmine, 20, says she likes older men and is happy to date the Wall Street tycoon who proved a real gentleman when she met him. So I guess she has started to date the man who paid money to sleep with her.
We should start a GoFundMe.
To sleep with you?
Yeah.
You're single?
For me to sleep with her.
I want to know how many people, what people would pay to sleep with you. That's what I'm talking about. I'm starting the bidding, right? Not for myself, but I'm going to start as the auctioneer in this. I'm going to start the bidding $10,000 to sleep with
I
you.
know what 2 specific women would do not to sleep with me.
I have that one in spades.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, I'm actually just going to read this. A student who flogged her virginity for £1 million to travel the world and set up her own business has fallen for the man who bought her for sex. Jasmine, 20, from Paris, intended to save her first time having sex for marriage until discovering Cinderella escorts. Despite coming from a religious background, she opted to sell her body to cover family expenses, travel the world, and start her own company. Her virginity was sold to a smart, quote, successful older Wall Street banker from New York who beat, better way to phrase this, but I'm just going to read it as the sentence goes, Kevin. I'm going to play this one as it lies. From a Wall Street banker from New York who beat off a Los Angeles DJ who offered £782,000, a real estate mogul from Munich offering £521,000. I don't know what this, I just know pounds are more than dollars. so this is more.
521,000. That's oddly specific.
I think that's just how it escalated.
Yeah.
The pretty Parisian who was listed as having brown hair and eyes, natural breasts, no tattoos or piercings says she doesn't regret the experience. She even added that the pair intended to date, suggesting that the romantic spark that could see them traveling the world together. Jasmine said, quote, most people would exchange $1 million for their first time if they could turn back time. I'm happy that I sold my virginity and I met the client already. I was a bit nervous, to be honest, but finally, I really liked him. He was a real gentleman and looked after me well. I don't want to go, I don't know why these are broken up as 50 different quotes here in this story. I guess they want more page views. I don't want to go into detail, but what I can say is that we are going to date each other again. It's too early to talk about love yet. We like each other, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Let me ask you a question.
God damn. Sorry. If you scroll down to this article, there's just...
I'm not gonna.
Would you roll back time and trade your virginity for £1 million?
I would trade...
Do you remember
anything
losing your
for $1
virginity?
million.
I believe he gave it away.
Are you kidding me? Let's see, £1 million. What is £1 million? What does that break down per second if you divide that by 20 seconds, Kevin?
A lot of.
That's probably like, what, $100,000 a second?
Yeah, no.
I
That
mean,
sounds
it's
wrong, man.
$50,000.
$50,000 a second?
Yeah.
Is that how you divide?
He's
Dope.
good, man. He's good.
So let's put it this way. $50,000 per second, that's how much I'd be getting paid for my virginity. You bet your bottom dollar. I'll put it this way. If anyone wants to just hang out with me for $10, I would consider that.
I keep hoping we get to, you always read these stories about how like Saudi oil prince's son pays $3 million to hang out with so-and-so for an hour.
Yeah.
I want that so badly. I want the Saudi prince or son who's just obsessed with Grand Theft Auto, who's like, I'll pay $2 million just to play video games with a Chimo Hunter for an hour.
There's got to be some people out there that are super rich that love you guys.
Where are you?
But I will say this. Knowing you would absolutely hate that experience. I would do a side bet on that you don't show up to that.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
But you might be right.
I don't know.
It does sound, in
Oh my
practice.
God.
On paper, it sounds great.
On paper, it sounds great. That's the thing. On paper, it sounds great. Sometimes you get some great people for the office.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Again, nobody really wants to pay that much money to spend.
Oh, this is us on the world's largest yacht playing Minecraft for an hour.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it. Remember when Dennis Rodman kept going back and forth to North Korea? And everyone's like, this is the end of the world.
I wonder how this whole thing is going to affect his relationship with North Korea.
People are like, dude, make him a fucking ambassador. Whatever he did worked.
Whatever he did worked.
You see what I'm saying? Or at least it didn't detract from the peace talks.
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about nuclear disarmament.
Disarmament in the next year. Within the next year, the goal is to have no nuclear weapons on the entirety of Korea, north and south.
If you think about this in context of the last year, where I think it was, 6 months ago, where our president and Kim Jong-un were calling each other fat boy and like bring it on.
Rocket
and
Man.
Little Rocket Man, and like he's just goading him into like
When he's
more
like
and more
literally like,
nuclear
I've
waste.
got a button on my desk too, but my button's bigger, and it works.
Yeah. So you think about that versus now. I don't know how we came to this point, but it has literally. They gave me a little spark of hope for humanity and for reality, and maybe for me visiting Korea.
It's kind of like in kindergarten when
guess
you
go
and
to South Korea.
you and Billy get into a fight, and the teacher's like, "No, work it out. Go sit over in the corner with Billy and eat your yogurt, and you guys talk about it and work it out." And then you leave friends with Billy.
It's happened to me time and time again.
Yeah.
I tell the story on my podcast. My best friend in the world to this day, I just saw him last week. We met summer school of 7th grade.
Okay.
Now in 6th grade, let me back up here. Let me take you on another scroll. Had a girlfriend from 6th grade to 7th grade. And
You
by
say
that,
like
I
this
mean-
because she wasn't a girl?
No,
Or because
she was definitely a girl.
Okay.
That I know. I don't know. We didn't do anything. We just held hands, and I got to kiss her one time. But I was madly in love with her. Madly in love with her. From 6th to 7th grade, we did summer school. And that was when we went from grade school to junior high. Totally skipped schools.
Why did you do summer school?
Because I was a nerd, and I think my mom wanted to get rid of me.
So you weren't trying to you were trying to get ahead, not catch up.
I was trying to get ahead.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
taking pre-calculus,
Gotcha.
I think.
You fucking nerd.
I know. I don't know why I did any of that shit. If I had to do over again, by the way, I'd be like, don't, just move to LA.
Yeah.
Just move to LA, and by the way, there's gonna be this thing called YouTube.
Yeah.
Like if I give myself the almanac, I'd be like, look, fuck the almanac, YouTube. Just start making dumb fuck vlogs about and tell people what you think about the world, and even if your perspective is completely stupid and off base, you're gonna get millions of subscribers.
Tiger in the chat says, so is Billy north or south?
Billy Korea. Yeah.
Billy Korea. That's a dope name, by the way.
Yeah, this is pretty
Long
good.
story short,
That's what I'm gonna use to check into hotels now.
had a girlfriend.
Okay.
She broke up with me for this guy named Stu.
Is this in pre-cal camp?
This is pre-cal summer school.
Summer school, yeah.
She met him. They dated, whatever dating means in your 7th grade. They held hands for a few days. She broke up with me, broke my heart.
bought her a
I
milk.
swore that I would destroy Stu. As a young fat child, I was like, I don't have any physical ability, but this kid, at the time he was way smaller than me. Now he's like 6'4".
Yeah.
And he could kick the shit out of me. But I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill this kid.
Yeah, fucking Stu.
And then she broke up with him. Like we were almost to blows, and then she broke up with him, and then we had a commonality.
Yeah.
And now we are best friends to this day because of her.
What was her name?
I won't say it.
Not your first name?
I
Rhymes
don't
with?
want to give her any.
Okay.
I don't want to get any hate for her if anyone
Yeah,
wants to
yeah,
go back
sure,
and find
sure.
her because she gave me a gift of Stu.
Is she still in the picture? Do you guys still talk to her?
No, I haven't seen her in.
Does she have any
I
idea?
don't actually think I think she went to a different high school. So for 7th and 8th grade, she was there, and then she just disappeared from my
So
life.
she doesn't know that she created a best friendship between you two?
No, I think she knows that we all hung out,
Her heartbreaking ways.
but I think she's the kind of person that just wouldn't give a fuck. Doesn't care. But I don't know. Maybe she's grown up now. I mean, my
Maybe.
memory of her is from getting my heart broken at the age of 6 when I was not mentally prepared for any of that.
Not the age of 6, but the grade of 6.
Grade of 6.
Yeah.
Age of 6, I was
Super advanced if you were doing pre-cal.
I'm a smart guy, and I work out. Ladies and gentlemen. All right.
What was that?
What wasn't it, Kevin? What wasn't it?
He's got you
Man, we
there.
got to go to the daily record or record, however you say that in British. It's record, right? Daily record.
It's
I would
record,
assume.
yeah.
Because that's what. What's his name? Fucking Joseph Gordon-Levitt has a website called Hit Record.
Okay.
But for the longest time, I thought it was Hit Record.
What do they do on hit record?
Who the fuck? It's like crowdsourced, power to the people. We're all gonna make stuff for each other. I'm sure it's tremendously popular and makes money or maybe no money.
I hate that.
I don't like it either.
Yeah.
I don't like it either. But guys, don't
Isn't
follow
it-
your dreams.
Isn't
Don't
it enough
fucking
that he
make
gets to
content
be
on the internet.
famous and talented? Does he have to bring everybody else up too?
He's such a lovely guy, and it makes
know.
me want to fucking put fingers down my own throat and throw up what I had for breakfast.
I had a moment where I had to accept that he was talented, and it hurt.
It did hurt.
'Cause
he was the fucking third rock from the sun.
He was a third
kid.
rock from the Sun kid who was like, you see that kid shows up on TV, you're like, oh, I want to punch him.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
stupid hair, you
No
wanna
matter
bully him.
no matter who you are or what the situation was, no matter your familiarity or lack thereof with that show, that promo comes up, you're like, that's a kid I want to hit. I don't know anything
punch
about
him.
him. I'm gonna fucking punch him.
Bully him.
And then Inception happens, and you're like,
I won't even go Inception. If you go, I'll go. I saw a movie called Brick, directed by, that's right, The Last Jedi's Rian Johnson.
Bro!
I never saw Brick.
Brick's awesome.
Is it?
I think you'll love it. And here's why. It is a hardcore detective noir story
I would love it.
set in a high school.
I would love it.
And they talk like they're gumshoes from the 40s. It's that vernacular of, the back and forth, the quick pace. But you're either gonna love it or want to throw it across the room. But I fucking loved it. And he's
I'm putting it on my
and
phone
he is
right now.
phenomenal in it because he plays the detective character, but he's literally a senior in high school. It's great. Kevin's a big fan of the Brothers Bloom as well, right, Kev?
I love that movie.
Yeah, that's the other Rian Johnson movie. And then of course he
Hella
did.
Rian
That's why he did Looper later down the line because he was like Rian Johnson's
You like
guy.
Looper?
I didn't care for Looper.
It was okay. I was thrown by the subtle prosthesis.
I could not stand it, and it really took me out of the movie.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, and everyone makes fun of me because my obsession with wigs. But there are just little elements that if my
with
eye
you.
catches,
Yeah,
I'm like, I want to
I had issues with it as well.
I didn't like the fact that they chose to put. Why? He looks enough like Bruce Willis.
He looks enough. Why'd they have to fuck with it?
Why are you fucking with it, man? Kevin, can we bring up the tummy hug picture one more time before we round out the news? Is that a possibility while I go into tips? Also, Joey Noel in the chat says, JGL, very attractive. Thanks, Joey.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Thank you for that biting commentary. Also,
He looks
also
like.
attractive.
Do you remember that cartoon, The Gummy Bears?
Yes, I do.
He looks like Kim
goofy-
Jong Un looks like Zummy Gummy.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Was that the one that was like the kind of slow one?
I think that was his name, right?
Yeah, he's so tummalicious.
Yeah. The one
I
that was
just
just
want-
like he was too dumb to be anything other than happy.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
I also love, as a side note, that I just realized both me and Tim have Kim Jong-un's haircut. So that's fun. I'm kind of rocking the Jong-un, man.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm loving it. No? What? Kevin, why not? We love him now.
No, we
He's
don't.
cool.
Friend of South
All
Korea,
of the
friend
past
of us.
atrocities of like torturing people
He
and like
still killed his,
starving
like,
his
uncle
people
and shit.
to death and like not letting them leave the country, and if they tried to cross the demilitarized the border, they would just get shot. But shout out to South Korea, by the way, who apparently, I didn't realize this, said, hey, during the peace talks, we're gonna stop blasting K-pop over the border.
Take a break.
Like apparently they were just they
Yeah.
were just assholes
Yeah.
blasting
Psychological
K-pop, and I
warfare, yeah.
love that because nothing says defect more than K-pop. All right, let's go into some tips and some cheers. Tips and tricks, Kevin. I don't know. Why not?
Oh, podcaster said, haha.
Thank you, podcaster. Antman0208 gave us a first tip and said, "I'm back, baby. After 2 long weeks, I'm finally finished with training at my job and can get back to my normal schedule and join all you best friends in the chat and watch my favorite morning shows." Welcome back, Ant-Man, and thank you, by the way, for watching on YouTube and dropping some comments there. It's good to see your name everywhere. If you want, please rewatch this entire episode on YouTube because we need the view.
Watch it 10 times.
I
There
don't know if that
are
works.
jokes, there are subtly layered jokes that you won't even notice till like your 8th viewing.
The fact that I was taking a poop on Sunday and saw this picture and earmarked it in my brain with the term, specifically just to use the term tummy hug,
Really just-
it just really does it for me. Kevin, is it off-putting when I say tummy like that? Do you want to hug me like this later? Can we recreate this picture for Instagram?
Absolutely not.
I think you should.
But it's art, so it's okay if I molest you for art, Kevin.
No.
But it's art, and you say yes and sign the agreement like the lawyers made
The
you.
lawyers said that
The
you
lawyers-
couldn't touch me that way anymore.
You are the legal team. I am HR, or is that the opposite way?
I think you made me HR and the legal team.
We made Kevin legal and HR just in case he has to sue us. He has to sue himself. He has to
There
do
you
all
go.
the paperwork on both sides.
That's very
He'll
smart.
win no matter what because he's way more determined than we are.
Yeah.
But at least it'll be a terrible 2 weeks for him. You see what I'm saying? Shelby gave us some cheers, but not enough to read. So Shelby, you better be right back with 200 more cheers. Or I'm not going to read that shit. Lesbian Jedi gave us almost 500 cheers, but since there's no comment there, I guess I fucked that one up already. Zyger1337 gave us 50 cents and says, someone says the tips are broken, so this is a test. If you can read this, tips aren't broken. Way to get in there, Zyger. Thanks for checking that out. C Squared 2013 gave us 500 cheers. It says, my first time tuning in, and it's actually the morning. The future is cool. I can watch the Kind of Funny morning show live on my phone while I'm sitting in the Vegas airport, delayed 5 hours. Appreciate both you and Geoff.
Man, if you're delayed 5 hours in the Vegas airport, what the fuck are you doing in the Vegas airport?
Yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of money. Stay away from the machines. God, I hate that airport.
Don't stay away from it. It's just like it's slot machines and a film of smoke you have to cut through. It's so gross.
I gotta go.
I want to take a shower after spending 30 seconds in that airport.
I'm approaching 40. as
You
we
are,
know,
yeah.
And I'm excited about it
It's good.
because the older I get, the better I get, and the more candid I get with my friends as far as honesty is concerned.
Okay.
I'm also hoping that at some point, all of my goddamn friends will just hurry up and get married so I can stop going to bachelor parties.
And then if they stuck,
No, they get divorced and they get married again. I'm not going to your fucking I'm not going to a second bachelor party. You get
I don't think
one.
you have a second bachelor party, do you?
No.
I don't know. I would know. I don't show up to it. If someone says, "Hey, we're doing another bachelor party," I'm like, "You got me at a Starbucks for 5 minutes. That's what you got." But I got a buddy of mine that I love who's doing another Vegas bachelor party, and I'm conflicted on it because it takes so much energy to do, and I have none of that. But I also know that when I get there, it will be a really fun time to hang out with the guys. So there's my conflict.
If you manage to get there, you're a better man than I am.
We'll see. It's in August, so I have a few months
you got tons of...
to put that off and not think about it. Last checkpoint gave us 500 shares and says, Geoff, was the AH Sky Factory series one of your favorites?
Sure.
Well, there you go.
I
Definitive
guess.
proof.
I don't know. It's all right. Yeah.
We all hate Michael
Jones.
Jones.
I love all my babies the same.
There you go.
But Sky Factory was maybe a little better than some previous babies.
I love them all the same, but some of them are just smarter, faster, and my favorite.
Yeah.
Wildcard_OD says, this might be the first time I've watched live in almost a year. I had my last day of my optometry school rotations last Friday and graduate this Friday. Listening to you guys has kept me sane over the last 4 years of school. Keep up the good work. It's moments like this that I realize, A, obviously we have one of the best audiences on the planet, and B,
Sure.
all of them are more accomplished than me.
Yes.
All of them. People are like, oh, I'm doing my rotations as a doctor. Someone's like, I'm a nurse now. This person's an optometrist. Someone's a dentist last week. All of them are making more money than me.
It's
They're
when
all better.
you realize that the commonality with all of these best friends is essentially that they take pity on you. Yeah.
Yep. The commonality is they basically go, at least it can't get. At least I'm not
You're
that
the,
bad. At least I'm not that bad.
Yeah, you're the feel good moment for all of them. You're like when you see Sally Struthers and she's like, won't you give a cup of coffee a day could keep little Sanjeb here alive for a month.
Sanjeb. I am the Sanjeb.
You're Sanjeb, and you're like you're Sanjeb for all of these budding optometrists. And
no lie, I feel that people pity me at least 80% of the day, and I take advantage of it because you know what, you got to work with what you got. If I look like the Parisian escort, and someone wanted to pay £1 million for this ass, I'd be out there on the street right now.
I'll be honest with you.
But all I got is my voice and my talent.
I'm not here for my health.
I mean, I got whatever you got in your pocket, you get it.
It's my turn in the hopper. Last week it was Lewis. This week it's me.
Fantastic. Panzer G2 gave us a very nice tip. It said, Daddy and Geoff, real talk. Who had the better career, Phoebe Cates or Mia Sara?
Phoebe Cates. They're not even
by far.
I mean, can you name 2 movies Mia Sara was in?
I can. Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Time Cop. But
I was gonna name Time Cop. I thought I'd have you there.
No.
She was also in a movie called Blue Day, Black Night, I think. But
she did. I mean, those are the only 2 movies I can really think of that weren't like straight to tape movies.
And her role in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, while iconic and definitely as a child of the '80s, super it's like a 9 on the Boner scale.
Yeah.
Phoebe Cates, dude.
I mean, if we're saying like boyhood crush dream of like,
I mean, Phoebe Cates owned the first 5 years of the '80s.
I have a soft spot in my heart for Mia Sara.
Do you?
Because Ferris
she's
Bueller's Day
gorgeous.
Off is one of the first movies I ever remember thinking, I should have a list of movies that I love, and this should be top
Really?
on it. I love that movie so much.
It's a great movie.
I'm a big John Hughes fan. I actually just read this amazing article that Molly Ringwald wrote about John Hughes and about going back and watching those movies now and how a lot of it's just completely and totally fucking inappropriate and how she didn't realize it at the time. Because no one did it. In the 80s, you were like, oh, it's just funny. The idea that someone might be underneath a desk poking her vagina through her panties at the age of 16 or however old she's supposed to be is like, oh, whatever, it's totally fine. In reality, it's like, that's really illegal.
Always Sunny did a riff on that in 2 seasons ago when they did their ski school episode, which was basically a lampoon of like 80s, like gotta save the rec center from being demolished by skiing fast or skateboarding or breakdancing or whatever. And the entire episode is just like, everything that we thought was funny in the 80s was sexual assault.
Totally inappropriate.
Super inappropriate. Like every single thing that you thought was a laugh line in an 80s movie, you could go to jail for today.
You would be.
And you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I found that article very interesting, but she did go on to speak very highly of him and talk about, she interviewed a ton. I thought it was a very well-rounded article, but she talked to a lot of people who were like, he also helped define the 80s, and he also helped define, he also did offer at least a little voice for people who didn't have representation back there.
I will
then.
go so far as to say, getting slightly literal, that he was the 80s version. He did what J.D. Salinger did for youths in 60 years ago, for youths in the 80s.
I would think
like
so.
He spoke with their voice through their problems, and was like a rallying point for all of us to feel like accepted and like, you know what I mean? It was like it was
I
an
would
event
totally
to go to a
agree.
John Hughes movie.
I mean, that's the thing.
And the best thing he did, by the way, is he does every day since he's died, which is not be a part of a scandal where we find out that he molested Anthony Michael Hall for 15 years
God,
or whatever.
let's hope not. That would
right?
break my heart.
Like
That
let's
would
not.
break my heart.
I'm terrified that we have.
I mean,
that
there
we'll
are-
get retroactively ruined.
There have been, he was very flawed.
Sure.
When I read a bunch of articles that Molly Ringwald talked about him and Anthony Michael Hall talked, where they were like he was probably manic depressive. He was, he treated them very good at the beginning, and then when they wanted to do other things, he turned on them and was very abusive toward them.
Sure.
And so not a perfect guy, but
Nope.
as far as Ferris Bueller's Day Off is concerned, there's somewhere around, I think on the internet, there's like a 400-page, like originally that movie was like 4 hours as a script.
Really?
And they were like, you can't, because Ferris and the gang were supposed to be a lot more like nihilistic and talk about nuclear war and how like, it was so, but like he had all these themes in it evidently in the first few drafts of like how they were just this youth left over from like the youth of Vietnam had something to fight for. We have like a Cold War where at any point we might get nuked, and so they just like in order to deal with that, they just completely shy away from it and go party and like ditch school. And I'm like, if that's obviously they cut all of that out before they started shooting, and we get a lighthearted fare. But if even some of those undertones made it into the last one, it would have been a totally different movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can see John Hughes writing something like that as a guy that came from Lampoon.
That's a thing too where I was talking about to somebody, actually oddly enough, I was talking about it with somebody this weekend, not you, but that is a thing that, and I don't know if you remember this, we're similar in age, but like that was just an omnipresent thing that you grew up with in the 70s and the 80s, the idea of the Cold War, which we don't really have of an apples to apples comparison in today's society, where I had 3 nights a week my entire childhood nightmares about getting nuked.
Yeah.
And all of my friends did, and we talked about it, and we had nuclear drills, and it was, and you were
drills.
like, it was like almost a foregone conclusion that in my lifetime there would be a nuclear bomb go off in America that we would have to survive.
I think they're trying to bring it back.
Yeah,
And I just don't think the marketing's working on it. Because I feel like on some level, and this is the grand conspiracist in me, thinking that a lot of that shit was just made up to sell shit to the governments, like to America and to Russia.
And to keep
Russia
people in
just
line.
collapsed. But now we're trying to get it back with this weird back and forth that's happening with Trump and Putin, where they love each other, but they're antagonistic. And are we getting into a Cold War and nobody knows? And let's put North Korea in it. And meanwhile, North Korea is like, I just want to hug people. Turns out the entire time, Kim Jong-un just wanted to get out there and be fucking likable and huggable.
I think he's definitely had his like, you catch more flies with honey moment. You know, I think that's what this is.
The A and B, on some level, they can't possibly be that delusional to think that they could take on the fucking governments of the world and win.
Yeah.
They have no resources.
I almost wonder if it's like, if they're just like, well, we've tried insane and crazy for 70 years.
Yeah.
And it kind of, like, people are hungry.
Yeah, people are dying.
Yeah.
So maybe let's just be cool.
Yeah, what if we're not assholes?
What if we were just cool?
Yeah.
How would that? Could we do that? Like, you think he sat around in the room and was like, love the strategy. You guys killing it. You guys are killing it. All the oppression, loving it. Gonna throw wild card on the table. How about we try being cool? And someone just like brings him a mic to drop. And that's it. And they're cool.
He should carry around a solid gold diamond encrusted mic, or just whenever he does these meetups.
Yeah.
At his last like mission in the meeting is just to drop the mic.
Just drop it. But he has a guy drop
waddle
it.
away.
He has a guy drop it.
Well, first they
So he
disinfect
doesn't
it.
have to hold the
Yeah.
fucking gold, because it's too heavy. A gold mic would be really heavy.
Yeah.
So he has his gold mic dropper come over and then drop it in front of him and he gets to walk away. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Is the Fonz on Kim Jong's inner circle now? Is this Panzer G2? I don't know, man. Maybe he got him. Maybe Henry Winkler came back to life. Is he still alive?
Henry Winkler?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said
Okay.
it definitely is.
That was inappropriate then.
Yeah. No, it's
M.
fine.
Batson gave us our final tip and said, hey guys, I made a Lely infographic for the KF tourney last week. Check it out if you haven't. I don't know what a Lele? What is this? All the actual statistics. That's awesome.
Your bullshit tournament that I
Yeah,
lost.
that everyone involved was like, I think it ran the gamut of, I hate this, to I'm annoyed by this, to I'm mortified by this. Like Elise won and she is mortified that she had to go up against Barb.
Well, Elise is so uncomfortable with success and being liked in general, you know? It makes no sense because
No.
she's such a goddamn likable person.
She's very likable.
yeah, and
But-
talented and funny and all
And
those
I
things.
don't know how someone with her depth of empathy survives at Funhouse.
It's
you know what I
interesting,
mean?
yeah.
Like, how does that work when they're tasing each other's nut sacks or whatever the crazy shit they do there? They're always shirtless, constantly
Mm-hmm.
shirtless. There's so much testosterone floating around.
It's really funny
just
too
can't
because
get
like
it.
the second we saw the bracket and we were like, oh, that's really cool. What a cool idea. And I was like, oh wow, they thought of me. I get to be a part of it. That's awesome. And then like everybody in Achievement Hunter went, oh, Lisa's in it. No, it's over. There's nobody's beating Elise.
I wouldn't even have thought. I would not have thought. But after
Yeah.
she beat, I think the first person she beat was Xavier Woods. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
we got a runner.
Yeah.
We got a runner. You know, wizard head. All right, P.S. I love this best friend XOXO is your opportunity to shout someone out in the community you think is doing a great job today. Joey Noel has gone to kindoffunny.com/ I actually don't know the link. It's not here anymore. She deleted it. Best friend XOXO. Jesus Christ, I can't remember. Anyway, we'll figure that out tomorrow. But Joey Noel is shouting out. That's one of those things that I always read and I never memorized it.
Just shout for Joey.
Joey! It's kindoffunny.com/ best friend. That's what it is. Kindoffunny.com/ best friend. Joey went there. She filled out the form at kindoffunny.com/ best friend. Great. And is shouting out Kumail H. Says Kumail does all of the Kind of Funny morning show timestamps every day, and is just a wonderful human being in general. We've gotten the chance to chat more often while we're talking about the time codes, and he's just a genuinely nice person. He also does the KFMS recaps over on the subreddit, so you should check out those two. Definitely go over and follow at Kumail H on Twitter if you guys haven't already. He is a self-proclaimed Kind of Funny historian, and I love the fact that someone thought to do that. And if he's really writing down all these things right now, make sure there's a whole chapter on tummy hug. Because Kevin and I are gonna tummy hug at prom, and it's gonna be. I'm gonna have him dressed just like Kim Jong Un. I'm gonna dress like Michael J. White or whatever the president's name is.
Michael J. White.
Yeah, Michael J. White, and we're gonna tummy hug, and it's gonna be beautiful. Zyger, if you're out there too, and you wear the traditional North Korean militant garb or whatever it's called, the muumuu, we're tummy hugging as well.
I'm not touching Zyger.
No, I'm gonna hug Zyger.
I'm not touching him
I
again.
want to feel the heat coming off of Zyger and his body. All right. It's giveaway time, ladies and gentlemen. How do you win? Well, each and every day we give away a game here on the morning show. You can be in the chat to get entered to win. You just be in the chat. Look at that. Just like all of you. I was going to read someone's name, but every time I do that joke, people are like, I won. I'm like, no, you didn't win.
Yeah.
I just read your name because I'm funny.
That's pretty funny.
Sorry,
though, Dave.
Spacetime Dave. It's not you today.
Spacetime Dave has
but
been
you're
there
in
all the
there.
time, and I pick his name out every time too
Yeah,
because
give
it's
it to
so
Spacetime Dave.
iconic. I'm not
He
giving.
notices.
I'm not
He
giving.
knows
No,
it.
it's random. It's random. You're in the chat, great. You're a subscriber, even better. I like you more. I'm not gonna sit here like Geoff, all willy-nilly, and be like, I love all my kids equally. I like people who try harder and link us and give us free money. If you don't give us free money, I like you, I just like you a little less. But you also get entered, that's the second way you could get entered in to win a competition. Joey keeps telling me that's negative reinforcement when I tell people that some are better than others for giving us money. I just think it's honesty.
Yeah, I think you're just being forthright.
And I think the reason a lot of people follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Nick_Scarpino, if you don't already, is because you want that honesty and authenticity in this world. Ways 3 and 4, patreon.com/kindoffunny or patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. You support us at the $2 above level on either or both of those platforms, and you get entered to win. You also get all the $1 and above perks, which means you can watch the shows live with a pre and post show, be in the chat, we'll talk to you as well. Today's episode of the Kind of Funny Morning Show is brought to you by Sherry's Berries. Hey, guess what? Mother's Day is coming up. You love your mom, right? I love my mom. Does she love me? Jury's still out on that one. 38 years? I think she does. Hard one to read, though, my mom.
What did she get you for your last birthday?
Hard one to read. I think she shot me a text.
So, why are you about to do what you're about to do?
I love her because I love my mom. And I love you, Mama. If you're watching out there, sometimes she listens to the show, and I want you to know, Mama Scarpino, Elena, I love you, and I want pizza next time I come down there. I'm saving a cheat day just for that because, and I say this, we were talking the other day. We were driving through North Beach,
Yeah.
and you said, "Hey, where's a good place to get Italian food here?" I was like, "You just drive 600 miles south to my mom's house. That's the only place in California that has good Italian food.
You did say that.
It's the best on the planet." Well, guess what?
And then you said, tell her my brother sent you, or she won't let you in.
Yeah, she likes it better. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? A gift from Sherry's Berries shows you put thought into her gift. Mom will love it. I swear, right now, the listeners can send Sherry's Berries starting at $19.99 plus shipping or handling. Or check this out, you can also double the berries for just $10 more. Your berries will arrive in Sherry's Berries signature gift box with a beautiful ribbon. No gift wrap required. We got some in the other day, and they look really, really nice, actually. And they look so nice that Kevin decided to eat pretty much all of them himself.
No, that's not true. Greg ate 4 of them.
And you ate the other ones?
Oh, I had a couple.
They were good. They look great. It's hard
so
not because
good.
they're packaged so well. You want to just unwrap them and just put them in your tum tum.
Originally, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna keep these and take them to Paula.
Sure.
They never got there.
Sometimes the good stuff just doesn't last, and that's what we want. Fresh, juicy strawberries dipped in milk, dark and white chocolate goodness, then topped with rich chocolate chips, chopped nuts, and signature swizzles.
I like the swizzles.
I love this. The signature swizzle got me.
Yeah.
You choose your delivery date, and it's guaranteed. Customer satisfaction is always #1, or your money back. This is an incredible, unique gift that's perfect for sharing, though Mom may not want to. Well, Kevin didn't want to. Clearly, we've already established that. There's only one way to get this amazing deal for Mom. Freshly dipped strawberries starting at $19.99 plus shipping and handling. And remember, you can also double the berries for $10 more. Now, that's a lot of berries. Mother's Day is May 13th, so visit berries.com. That's right, they got berries.com.
That's
baller.
That's pretty fucking
That's
badass.
BERRIES.com. Then click on the mic in the upper right corner and enter KFMS. That's berries.com, code KFMS. Do that, your mom will like them. The fact they got berries.com, even if it were the other spelling of it, like the name, that would still be baller.
That's like a $10 million URL.
I mean,
Easy. But they got that berry money, I guess.
They got that deep berry money. All right. That's wrong. This is from last time. All right, cool. Today's winner comes from Kinda Funny Patreon. Congratulations, William Stevens. You have won Rogue Aces on Switch. So if you're watching the show now, great. If not, you got a surprise waiting for you, buddy, in your email. And you're not going to know where we're coming from. We like to come from a different direction every time. You're walking home. It's late at night. Maybe we're in the bush. Maybe we're on the roof. Maybe Kevin and I are dressed like Kim Jong-un. And when you walk in your door, we're pantsless, but we're tummy hugging.
No, absolutely not. That is never.
We're still in underwear, though. We're still in underwear because
No, you get.
Let's go into the 3 and 3 right now. We're going to take 3 questions, comments, or compliments from the non-subscribers, and then we're going to go to the chosen few, the diamonds in the rough, the wind beneath our wings, the Barbara Streisand to my Chris Kirkpatrick. Is that right? They did it, right?
Did they?
I think so.
Christopher Kirkpatrick?
No, that's a guy from...
You're thinking of...
Come on, give it to me.
Chris
Christopherson.
Chris Christopherson.
You're the
thinking of
Barbara
Chris
Streisand to
Christopherson.
my Chris Christopherson.
Yeah,
I was like, Chris Kirkpatrick was in NSYNC, I think.
Yeah, no, it's
I
Chris
don't know if
Christopherson, and that is a 50-year-old reference.
Yeah, it is, bro. That's why I brought you on the show
Can I
today.
tell you, Nick-
You laugh at everything because you're my contemporary. What?
Did I tell you that me and Cool Greg saw him at APW, the local wrestling?
Chris Christopherson?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
His grandson is.
Did you recognize him because of Blade?
100%.
Because he was Whistler and Blade?
Yeah.
That's dope.
100%.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Did you say what's up to him? Like,
No, we respected him.
Did you know that he was a
there.
famous musician in the 70s?
We did actually.
did you know he wrote a lot of
Because
people's
of
music?
it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like you go back and look, he wrote for everyone. Mm-hmm. Pretty crazy. Also was in a movie that has one of the best lines ever.
Some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill. Blade.
Always trying to ice skate uphill. Blade. Thank you for saying that because I was going to slaughter that quote. Who wrote that? Who cares? It's genius. Nick, what do you make of the Michelle Wolf drama, says Get Buckets? You're referring to the White House Correspondents Dinner that happened over the weekend, during which they hired a comedian to do a roast like they have done for the last how many years?
100 years?
100 years, 1,000 years, I don't know. And then people chose to get mad because she said some crazy things. Here's my take on this. First off, I don't think that any of the criticisms that were rendered about her in regards to shaming other women were anywhere close to accurate. If you read those jokes, they're not. She was not making fun of Sarah Huckabee's appearance or what's her name? The other woman. Kellyanne Conway. Those were just jokes that were, I thought, funny and poignant. There was a joke about abortion apparently that I thought was probably a little in poor taste. But at the end of the day, here's what it boils down to. If you hire a comedian to say crazy things about you, don't get pissed off when the comedian says crazy things about you. And the fact that the head of the White House Correspondents Dinner threw her under the bus, under the guise of like, she doesn't represent our ideals of freedom of speech. And I was just like, come on, this whole thing is trumped up and stupid.
I thought that was, you're not allowed to use that word in that way anymore.
Oh, I apologize.
I thought that was an odd choice because, I didn't watch it once again, but looking over the transcripts, it didn't seem like
Who the fuck watches
suits.
on C-SPAN,
It
for
didn't.
Christ's sake?
Yeah,
Nobody
it
watched
didn't
it.
seem like out of school with every other. I mean, at least the ones that I've been aware of since I've been paying attention to those things, which is maybe 25 years.
Yeah, I think the idea is that it's supposed to be a night where both sides come together, and generally, historically speaking, the president's been in the room as well.
Only for the last 60 straight years until
Except for
the
the
last
last
two. Yeah.
So generally, it's supposed to be a day where everyone in politics gets together and says, "Let's have a laugh about the differences between us." And that is the power of comedy. That's the whole. That's the point of what this person's supposed to do. Historically, like Hassan Minhaj did a great White House Correspondents speech where he blasted everyone, and that obviously shot put him to fame, got him the next special, all that stuff. I'm just saying, we just have to remember that these are jokes, and that they're supposed to be made to deflate situations, not used as fodder for both sides to throw shit at each other.
I just realized why it went over like a lead balloon and why it's become such an issue. And,
Nobody has a sense of humor anymore.
well, here's the reason. In the past, when a Seth Meyers or a Stephen Colbert or Samantha Bee or whoever it is that goes up and does their White House Correspondents monologues, and they sit there and they tear apart, like, oh, there's Donald Rumsfeld, and they just shit on Donald
Yeah.
Rumsfeld. And then there's Dick Cheney, and he shot it in the face. And
Dick
you go
Cheney's
through
like,
it, and he's
Fuck
like,
yeah, I did.
yeah, you're next. And then what happens is Obama or Bush, or in this case, this is where it breaks down, then gets up and does their own monologue and lambasts and roasts the press and everyone else. So there's a yin and a yang,
Yeah.
and there's balance.
Yeah.
But for the last 2 years, Trump hasn't attended, and so there was no balance.
He has also been just blasting the press
Yeah.
since before he got
If Trump
into office.
had gone up there and delivered, like reasonably delivered 5 minutes of monologue that somebody else wrote for him in a humorous way, nobody would be upset right now.
No, people are like, great, he has a sense of humor, and guess what? We're all Americans, and we're all in this together.
It's a
But
unifying
instead,
thing. We're
we
all
just-
laughing. He laughed at us. We laughed at him. He made fun of us. We made fun of him. It's this, hey, we're all giving each other fucking happy American hand jobs. But that
terrible.
doesn't happen. So you just have, this liberal-leaning diatribe, a comedic diatribe, and there's no counterpoint to it.
Yeah, and I think, and again, to be fair, just to take both sides, this happens all the time on the left and the right. People just go, hey, I'm going to take this little bit of something and trump it up, again, not to use it in that reference. And it's like, this shit's got to stop, everyone. And not only that, but like the aftermath with Dennis Miller jumping on and being like...
A comedian, by the way.
I know, blasting another comedian. It's like, fuck, dude, really? Like, you started in comedy.
Yeah.
And you're, just because of your political alignment, like you're gonna shit on another comedian for doing her job, which is to make fun of things?
I have to take umbrage with this. Somebody, maybe I shouldn't say their name, maybe I should, said only shit comics take that gig. Couldn't be further from the truth. That is a big,
that's a
big
huge
deal in
gig.
the comedy
That
world
can
to
make
get.
you. That
it can
made
make
Hassan
you.
Minhaj.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would take that gig.
It was a huge gig.
But I would also just make fun of Kevin the entire time. I would take it, I would have Kevin write jokes about himself so he wasn't offended, and people were like, who the fuck is Kevin? And I'm like, you guys don't know Kevin? Let me tell you 15 minutes of jokes about Kevin right now.
You don't know Kevin, but you know Kevin.
But let me tell you, everyone's got a Kevin, and here's how we're gonna go. Even Trump has a Kevin. It's called Sarah Huckabee. I'm joking, Kevin. You're way better than her. I love you. You're my special little boy, but stop eating all the berries. And bring Greg the blackberries.
Choked to death, you fuck.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Let's see, competition to see who can be most offended. That's pretty much the world we're living in right now. That is accurate. Geoff, does Boston have any chance to get past Philly in the playoffs? Says Ant-Man 0208.
Sports guy. I'll just say this. Every team has a chance to win if they make it to the playoffs. Are they going to win? I don't know. It depends on how well we're able to stop Joel Embiid. Remains to be seen.
Let me explain.
We handled the fuck out of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I'll say that name 15 times twice.
We call him the Greek freak.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll say this about sports. I think any given Sunday, anyone can win. Anything can happen any given Sunday.
I'll let
what I
you
mean?
know. The game starts at 5 o'clock, so I'll let you know after.
Okay,
By the way,
perfect.
what time am I supposed to be filming with you? Because I got this game at 5.
5 o'clock, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a
Sounds good.
thing, but that's okay. We'll be fine. They'll have it on at the bar.
That's fine.
Yeah, they totally.
I got a
will.
phone.
Are they playing the Warriors?
No, if they were, I'd be there. They're playing Philadelphia, which is why they
Is
came
that the
out.
big game tonight?
76ers. It's the
It'll
only
be-
game tonight. Yeah.
Oh, it'll be at the mic then. It'll be at the bar. Don't worry about it. You can watch that instead of paying attention to me. Let's see. Zyger1337 says, "Hey Nick, can I hug Geoff at Kinda Funny Prom? You are physically capable of hugging Geoff. As to what Geoff does in return is not on me, and we do not take the liability.
I'll
for
hug you,
that.
but only if we do it in a North Korea, South Korea type
Oh,
way.
we got to dress up like them, take our pants off, and tummy hug.
Yeah. We're not
You
gonna. We're not gonna technically touch tips because, well, I'm assuming you're a dude. Mostly because no
we think
woman
you-
has ever wanted to hug me. It's been an obligation. It's part of the contract
They just have
of
to
marriage.
because when you get married.
But our dicks are gonna be so close together, but it'll be just a little bit of Hanes in between them.
Yeah, just a little bit. Enough to feel the imprint, but not the actual softness of it.
Right,
Not
yeah.
the actual
Yeah.
feeling of it. You see what I'm saying? I don't know, Kev, we bring that picture up one more time. Were they wearing pants in that picture? Do we know?
Yeah, they were.
Can we
They were?
Photoshop them out?
Can we Photoshop them out? Lexi Gutter says, Nick, how's Jackmanoff? Jackmanoff is stalled right now. I haven't been able to lift in a long time. I've actually been focusing more on my diet, comedy, and jujitsu. So actually lifting has not done well, but I have lost about 6 pounds. And I'm still tracking my diet and all that stuff, so I'll share that with you guys as soon as I come out for water. We're in sub-only mode, by the way. Let's see. Jesus Christ, LOL, says Ant-Man0208. Not sure what he's responding to, but I assume it's one of my choice comments. Nightwing593 says, Nick, did you see Fedor versus Frank Mir Saturday night? I didn't. I had to work Saturday, unfortunately. I had to do some stuff Saturday. Who won? Let me know in the chat.
You didn't find out?
No, I didn't know. They didn't fight. I don't think they fight UFC. I think they were fighting in like not Strike Force, like one MC or some other.
It's hard to keep up with that shit when you're working on the weekend. It takes all your focus.
It really does. Ignacio Rojas says, so Nick, how was your name? Did you like it? Loved it. Haven't watched it yet, but the feel of the Blu-ray feels like quality.
Okay.
So that's what that is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's Bellator. Was it Bellator that fight? It doesn't matter. All right, guys, we're getting really long. Geoff, thank you so much.
Dude, thank
here
you for
again.
humoring me yet again.
Always a pleasure. We'll have you back soon, hopefully.
I hope so.
We will. We will make that work. Everyone out there, thank you guys for sticking with us on Monday. Happy Monday. Get through the week. We're going to get to Friday together, and then it's party time. Until then, I love you. I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Standard Time. Kevin, cut the feed.